Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, we unlocked the anniversary gallery for this game. And the notification for the anniversary gallery no longer repeats. Apparently, it is set to stop repeating as soon as you finish climbing up here and get a view off of Emerald Peak. That's an interesting way of handling that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get a look at that gallery. So, apparently we actually have a reason to head up here now? Oh, by the way, it occurs to me that we are actually looking out on the same view where we ride the boat up to the snowy path and Heaven's Reach. So that's kind of neat. So what is this? Anniversary thing, by the way. Game is a couple years old or so at this point. I think earlier this year it celebrated its second anniversary. Heck yeah, we're gonna look at this stuff. Huh. So, this image here is the scene where Vicar slayed a dragon during the storyteller sequence, except in this case it's Lambda who is here. You know, I might not be a dragon anymore, but still kinda feel sorry for my former brethren. Although I am willing to admit that some of them have it coming to them. Oh, I can't just, tab over to them. Oh, I can zoom in, though. Although it seems that once I zoom in, I can't, like, scroll around it. So, this is the basic view we're gonna get. Promotional art, King Vicar up there on the left, Azane, Ilya, Oracle in the middle, Frederick and Starkus in the middle as well. And of course we have Lambda and Scar at the bottom. So, up at the top on the left is Mana Hill. On the right is Ilya's Cauldron. How appropriate that the characters related to those locations are with their locations. Looking at the bottom, looks like there's some hand-drawn sort of map work going on at the bottom. Not that I'd be able to recognize any of it. Okay, this is some fun art. It is also so weird to see Starkus and Frederick getting along like that. Well, quote-unquote getting along. Random thought. So, as a pig, I only have three digits on each hand, a thumb and 2 fingers, so a little bit more difficult for me to make bunny ears like that. Or, alternatively, that's the only hand gesture I can make like that. Does that cake have mana crystals in it? Are mana crystals edible? I'm pressing the zoom in button for that, and no, you can only zoom in on the ones that are bigger than the screen. Wow, those two just don't get along, do they? Oh, they're on the right. Oh, that's the cute one. What was his name again? I forget his name. I don't have my notes for this game anymore. Meanwhile, who is that in the back? Is that Lyria and Azane? Is that Azane before he got all corrupted and imbued himself with mana crystals? Huh. Just an image here. basic promotional art. I want to pet the doggo. Anybody else want to pet the doggo? More of the same, but different. And again. Oh, in this case I can zoom in order to fill the screen. Huh. Some nice little pixel art here. Is that's supposed to be the pumpkin thing that we fight in the, Leaves Rest? Oh, so now I feel even worse. I can remember the name of these locations, but I can't remember that Manafinder's name. And who in the world is that? What is this scene? Wait. That's Lambda dressed for Halloween. Or maybe the Day of the Dead. Because Scar is dressed up there as well. That's kind of cute. Well, this image has appropriate timing. So Scar is wearing a red nose. Does this world have a legend of Rudolph and Santa? Actually, what would be more funny is people wear red noses for Christmas, but they don't know why. The Oracle being Santa. I suppose it's entirely possible that this world has Santa Claus. Oh my gosh, Scar is so happy. Gotta wonder who is responsible for all of this art. Some good stuff here. Is this two of the same ones? Oh, this one is in English. Happy Holidays. (2018). So we're in 2024 right now. The game released in 2022. So I'm gonna assume this means that the game was already in development in 2018. Makes me wonder, when did I play the demo for this? I'm gonna check that. I played the demo in 2021. So I'm going to surmise by this image that the game's actually been in development for a while. When I played the demo, it ended after the Cataractodon fight. No, a little further. I could explore most of the settlement before resting for our next mission. So the first chapter was halfway done at the very least by the time I played the demo. And then that includes most of the art, as well as the music. So it makes sense that the game would have been in development for even longer than that. Oh, speaking of 2021... This is the image whenever Linda gets her Manafinder outfit. Different gloves. That appears to be the difference here. Yeah, different colored gloves. I forget what color that she wound up with. I want to say red. And here's a sketch of that, I guess. So, one of the first things we see in this playthrough, in this game, here's a close-up image of this that we also see whenever she dons her Manafinder gear for the first time. And I'm guessing this is an earlier version of that right here. I think the final version is definitely the better version. I gotta love hand-drawn art. Is that watercolor? That's totally watercolor. She wielding a pitchfork? That is totally not an option. Oh, that's some cool armor. I think that's the scale armor that we get later in the game twice. Also, I can't help but notice that there's some other image underneath there that you can barely see. There's Einar. Landon! That's what his name is, Landon. He's gonna be dead after the end of this chapter. Come to think of it, most of them wind up dying, don't they? There's Einar hand-drawn. Landon again. I'm glad that Landon felt important enough to get art like this. We barely got to really get to know him. Other than he was kind of quiet, he was also one of them who was opposed to using the tainted Mana Stone to power the barrier. Art of Frederick. I think this art actually gets used in the cutscene where he talks about his vision for the settlement. Maybe. Some hand-drawn art of him. Good stuff. It'll be interesting to find out whether Frederick still murders Starkus at the end of this run, or if that changes depending on which chapter 5 you wind up getting. Starkus being angry as usual. You know, if there was anybody who I thought was going to be a killer, it would have been him. Art of Starkus. There's the Oracle. It's kind of nice playing through this game and getting to see him again and hear his skeleton laugh. There's Ro, and by the way, during the ending, Ro was holding hands with Lambda. There's various points in the game where Ro will ask a question and you have the option of complimenting him or insulting him. Basically, complimenting him and agreeing to a date results in that slight tweak to the ending where he's holding Lambda's hand. I wonder what he looks like under that mask. Dama? Oh, the dog trainer. It's interesting to see some of these lesser characters get art like this. Oh, of course we gotta have art of Gobithia, who appears to be wearing a glove just on her right hand, one of those fingerless gloves. There's Joachim. Not sure what he's saying there. Oh, this is the art that eventually gets cleaned up and used for his shop. Orber, I believe you are the one who wants us to get all of these rare beasts. So again, a lesser character, but still important enough to get art. Twice! There's Ku. I wonder what's in that bottle. Priscilla. Who, by the way, I wasn't recording at the time, but during this run, I actually managed to fill up the meter for that bar serving minigame completely. It doesn't affect in any additional prize, though. You get a superb job just for getting close enough. Oh, what is his name? I forget. But he's the guy at the church. At the temple cave, who is always lonely. So 3 versions of the sketch. I don't notice much difference between them. Although one of them is not wearing a necklace. He actually kind of looks like he's wearing the collar for a Manafinder cape. On that left one, I mean. Solon Mar. Oh, Nolan. That's his name. Solon Mar. Who I'm going to really want to make sure I create an alternate save after this. Just in case I miss my opportunity at their first special prize. By not accepting it or demanding it. And one of them is totally giving a middle finger. Again, as a pig, I kind of don't have that as an option. Not that I would generally do that. The name of the gods I don't really have memorized too well. One of them is Vathia, but I can't remember which one is Vathia. I know the guy god is Alora. This would just be kind of fun to color in. Oh, up there at the top right is the leader of the nomads. Again, struggling with remembering names. Actually, this is the sketch version of an image we saw earlier. The one from up here. This one. Except the final version has Ilya at the top right instead. And a slightly different arrangement of characters. You can tell that this was definitely done by a different artist. Couple finder? Oh my gosh, Lambda's expression. Is this implying anything? I don't think it's implying anything. I assume it's not implying anything, Because I sure as heck don't see how we could hook up with a Zane. It seems more like fanfiction. Wow, okay. This is neat. Early in development art. Graphics. This is the sort of thing that is really cool. Wouldn't mind seeing this from other game developers, especially the big ones, like Nintendo. Okay, this I actually got to see. This is how Emerald Hills looked in Emerald Hills, Emerald Path, Emerald Trail, whatever the Emerald place is. This is how it looked in the demo, where the grass was a whole lot more detailed. Perhaps a little too detailed, which is why the detailedness was toned down for the final version. Oh, and here is the title screen for the demo. I definitely recognize this. You know, I almost decided to just, for this playthrough, continue where the demo left off, rather than restart the playthrough. But the big demo stamp at the title screen would have made things confusing. Oh, and that's the end of the gallery. So that was actually really cool. By the way, can I just say how hard it has been to retcon my species over the years because of how far behind my YouTube channel has been? Take this playthrough for example. Most of this playthrough was recorded last year, when I was still a raccoon dragon. And my species was brought up on occasion during this playthrough, which means not only did I have to update my species for consistency, but I also had to edit out most of the instances where I talked about being a raccoon dragon, which was not easy, by the way, because my commentary and the game audio are on the same file. Now that I'm done streaming, I am glad that I don't have to do that anymore. Now, the reason I bring this up is because I am going on break for the holidays, and we will be returning, we'll say, January 1st. But I am not leaving you without content during this time, because on Friday I will be posting a playthrough that I started back in 2019, which I will not be doing any retconning because heck that. And I do mean that I will be posting a playthrough on Friday, all 67 episodes of Super Mario Maker 2. Now, this is not going to be required watching. I chose this playthrough specifically because I actually plan on recording more content for it sometime early next year. But it's something to binge for the holidays if you're interested. Otherwise, that's all for now. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in 2025.